As we work today, I'm going to use two colors. I'm going to use pink and brown.
I don't feel like doing notes today, though.
Yeah, sometimes I don't feel like working, and then I have to come to work anyways. Why? Do I not feel like working?
But notes are optional.
Or why do I have to come to work?
Notes are optional.
Some days I just want to like keep sleeping or play on my phone or watch TikToks all day.
You don't watch TikToks. Go lie to yourself.
Okay. Alright, B-6, point, slope form. Okay, phone away now. Joelle.
Yeah?
Phone away. Scissors can be put down. You don't need it. It's crazy. Alright, here we go. Point slope form is a different type of equation that we are working with. Okay, so because it's a different type of equation, it's similar to that y equals mx plus b. It gives us information. It's just another way to write equations. Dane, phone away. Thank you. Jude, phone away. Or whatever you're looking at, put it away. It's weird.
I'm not weird.
Staring at your leg. Stop doing that.
What, he can't stare at his legs? I'm not
Thanks.
staring at my legs.
He was being nice and tapping you because I was calling you weird in front of everyone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I was talking to you and you weren't listening. And you were just staring at your leg. It was weird. Alright, B6, point slope form. So first off, we need to know what is the equation for point slope form. No, that's slope intercept form. No, I'm just going to tell you soon. Is that okay? Close, that's standard form. We're going to talk about that on Monday.
That isn't fair, though.
Alright, so for point slope form, it's going to tell us two things. Slope intercept form told us the slope and the y-intercept. We're really creative with our naming in math. What do you think point slope is going to tell us?
I think it's going to tell us, like, how much is something.
No.
What?
What might this be named after? What two things does it tell us? The slope, which would be rise over run. And it's going to tell us a point. Hence the name
Point slope form.
point slope form.
Yes,
Crazy.
sir, man. Let's get it.
Okay.
Let's giggity get it.
Alright, so our slope is m. We know that.
Okay.
What does an ordered pair look like? You're right. Or like x, comma, y. And we're going to identify that as x1 and y1. Similar to when we do slope, where we put that sub 1 there, that subscript. You too. Focusing and listening, not talking about other things. Alright, so my slope, I'm going to use brown today for slope. And I'm going to use pink for my point. So if you want to grab some picture or some here, or you can just do boxing and underlining, that's fine too. It's your notes. You get to choose how you want to do that. Okay, now the form goes y minus y1 equals,
Last time?
we did slope with y minus y1 minus, or y2 minus y1, equals m
Okay.
times the quantity of x minus x1. That's really, really important. If you have anything from your notes today, for sure have this.
Okay, what the heck is that?
It's called manipulation. That's what.
Okay? Here we have our m, our slope. And then our x1 and our y1, it's actually these second parts here. This x1 here and this y1 are what make that point. Nope, I need them for cleaning. Alright, so what we're going to look like is, it's kind of goofy. We have to think about how we're filling in the blanks. Edgar, stop being weird.
Is that brown and pink?
Y minus, blank equals, so we'll fill in that blank with a point. We're not filling it in yet. We're just writing what it would look like. Equals blank times x minus blank. So there's 3 spots to fill in here. Okay. Shh. So we have this point here, this y and x from our ordered pair. And then our slope will go here. So there's 3 numbers that we need to put into this form.
But I'm scared. I'm scared.
Control a little bit. Alright. So all of our equations today, we're going to be writing the equation in point slope form. I'm just going to say PS form. Is that okay?
Good.
For point slope form? That way we just don't have to write it out. If you want to write point slope, you can. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, we're going to fill it in. In a second. Alright, so for our first problem, if I know that the slope is negative 2/3, and my point is 4, -1. We need to write an equation where we fill in those blanks based on that information. So we have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, it's your notes. So I need to fill in my m. Which number up here would be my m? Good, negative 2/3. That's our slope, our negative 2/3. So I'm going to put that in for that m, negative 2/3. I need to also put in a number for this x1. Which number is my x1? 4. Remember, it goes x and y. So x1 and y1. So my x1 is 4. And then we also need to fill in this y1. And what number is that y1? -1. Because it's a negative, I'm going to put it in parentheses. That way I can keep track between my minus and my negative. But just like our warm-up, when we want our reader to look at this, we don't want them to be like ultra confused. There's a lot going on. It's already a little confusing. But when we see this minus -1, how else could we write a minus a negative? When we had 6 minus -2, plus a negative? No. We had plus 2. So y plus 1 is how we can write that. That y minus -1 equals negative 2/3 x minus 4. And that would be our equation. Nope. Because it says to write it in point slope form. And that's point slope form. All right, number 2. Can we do that during work time? Can we do that during work time, please? All right, number 2. I'm taking up a lot of space on purpose here because our glue-in goes on the next page. So just a heads up. That's why if you're like, why is she spacing it out so much? Just for aesthetics purposes.
Because I can, little man.
All right, number 2. I want to know what is the point and the slope.
The point and the slope are everything.
What is the point and the slope? And this time we're going to be given an equation. Yep. Perfect. No, I'm going to give it to you. I'm just waiting for everyone to write it down. And some people to be off their phones so they can do this problem. I'm going to take your phone. Thank you. All right. Y minus 6 equals 2 times the quantity of x plus 5. So based on that information, yep, plus 5. Based on that information, I need to know what is my slope. Think it through first, though. Give everyone... Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 2.
Okay, give everyone a second to write things down, though. You're thinking really fast, and I like that. What? You're answering the question like before I even answer it, to ask it. So that's the definition of fast. You're going fast. Some people need a second to like process what's even happening. Okay, you work it out. Find your slope and point and see if you're right.
Bro, you gotta pipe down, bro.
All right, so as we do this, we're going to write underneath this y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1.
What the frick is happening?
All right, so for my slope,
What's the point?
slope is which part of our equation?
Oh, it's the M.
M, good. And Q, what is our M in this case? 2. Mm-hmm.
So on the next one,
I don't know. You have to wait and see.
X goes to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Y goes to
You wrote it on your paper already a couple of times, I think. Okay, now for our point we have to look at our x1 and our y1. Now this can be a little tricky because it's a little bit like fiction and nonfiction. Sometimes that feels a little goofy to us when we hear that word nonfiction and you're like, oh, that means, like in your brain, I always want to say like, oh, nonfiction means it's not real. But nonfiction actually means it's not fake, so it is real. It's like almost like a backwards way of saying it, right?
Yeah, that is kind of stupid.
So with this minus x1, they switched that minus to a plus. And normally in our brains, when we see that plus 5, we think of it as a positive 5. But because they switched from a minus to a plus, it's really a negative 5. So we kind of have to think about it like that fiction and nonfiction. If it's a minus, we keep it just as it is. If it's a plus, it actually means it's a negative. So now what is my y1?
Wait, so negative y is purple, right? Or point, right?
Yeah. So y1, is it going to be 6 or negative 6? Regular 6, because they kept the minus. So because they keep the minus, it's just a normal 6. Yep, you got it. All right, you're going to get a glue in because we need to do some graphs.
Oh, I don't want to.
I'm going to just glue this in on the next page. That way I don't have to worry about cutting it.
Wait, so miss, that's literally it? That's all we do?
Alright, so I'm going to glue this in on the next page. That way I don't have to cut it. Yeah, well, I mean, it's short problems, but yeah. Shouldn't take us too long. 4 more. Alright, so I'm going to glue this in on the next page. This is going to kind of combine a couple of the things that we've been doing. That's all you need.
Because they're messy, that's why.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, Dane.
Hey, Joel. Alright, so you should be gluing this in. Find your glue stick and your bin. And I'm just gluing it in on the next page. If you want to not have it be on the next page, you'll have to cut it so that one problem is on the same page or two problems.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to glue it on the next page.
You'll miss. Oh my god. Let's go. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Okay.
Alright. Alright, here we go. Giving you about 30 more seconds to get that glued in. We don't do that with scissors. Can you glue this in, please, Joel?
I have it.
Okay.
Wait, you're supposed to glue like that?
Yeah, we're gluing it in on the page.
Oh, like this. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
I'm going to save some room on this right side so I can write my work. If you put it in the middle, you might run out of space. So either do it on the left side or right side so you can show your work on one of the sides.
That's it?
Perfect.
Oh.
Alright, so for number 3, we're given a line. So because we're given a line, we're going to write the equation. So let's start by writing out that equation since this is a new paper. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1.
I don't like this. Why are we writing so many letters in a math problem?
Because it's math.
Shut up.
Hey, Joel. Joel,
Yeah?
not appropriate.
Sorry.
If you're going to be saying nonsense stuff, then other people are going to say nonsense things back to you.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
I know. I'm always right.
No, you're not.
I'm the smartest person in the world.
Stop lying.
Alright, m is our slope, and y1 and x1 are the point, yes? So in order to write this equation, we need two things. We need our point
And it's slope.
and a slope. Okay, we've been practicing slope for quite a while now. How do we find slope on a graph? Rise over run.
Left or right?
Left to right. Is this positive or negative?
Positive. It's positive. How?
Left to right, is it going up or down?
Up.
Up, so it's
Positive.
positive.
Told you, little man.
Hey, Joelle, stop. Okay, Q, maybe think a little bit before you shout out every time. Alright, so if I start on this left one, and I go up and over. I'm doing my rise and my run. So go ahead and write down your rise and run. We're not going to say it out loud quite yet. So everyone count how many up and over you get. Let's make sure that we're counting correctly together in a moment.
Is this the shortest class in the Is this the shortest class? Yeah,
It's because you're having so much fun.
No. Math is boring.
Q, I wasn't even talking to you, dude. I was in a different conversation. All right, what is our rise? How much up does it go?
5.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and how much over?
4.
4. Okay, so now we need a point. So we're going to choose one of those points. Let's just choose the one that's on the left side. Actually, let's pick together. Do you guys want this one
Right.
or this one?
Big guy. Up
This one?
Up guy, yep.
Okay.
No, nobody asked you.
Hey, Q, I need you to take a chill pill today. Just relax a little bit. Alright, so for this point, from the origin, I need to write down what my ordered pair is. So from the origin, it goes right, 2, and then it goes up,
4, 2.
2. So now I'm ready to write my equation for my point slope form. So I have y minus, what's the y from my ordered pair?
Then what is the slope?
2 equals, we found our slope, our rise and run, remember?
Oh.
What's my m, what's my slope? 5 over 4 times x, and then we fill in the second blank, minus 2.
Man, this nonsense is getting my brain hurt.
Is that it?
That's it for that one.
Wow.
So if you feel like you kind of get it and you want to try it, number 4 is your chance to try this. First thing we need to identify is our point and our slope.
Quite literally the most useless
Joel,
man.
I need you to filter yourself a little bit better. The point is that the reason why this isn't useless is it's showing you that we can do the same problem in multiple different ways, in multiple different formats. Just like how you can do a presentation in multiple formats. Alright, so for our slope, is this a positive or a negative slope? Negative, good. It's going downhill. And we're going to count our down and over.
It's 7.
Down 7?
Yep, down 7.
6?
And
I didn't get 6.
1, 2,
I didn't get 7 either.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Me too.
8.
I got 8.
It's 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Horrible game. Come on.
Alright, which one do we want to use for our point here?
Negative. Actually, no, the
You
8
can-
is with the positive.
Do we want this first point that's higher up or this bottom point?
Second. Second.
We need a tiebreaker here. Dane, what do you want, the first one or the second one?
Come on.
This one or this
Positive
one?
8, come on.
This one.
This one?
No,
This one?
that one.
Okay. Tiebreaker, this one wins.
Yeah, didn't
On your practice, it will have a point that's like the orange point, and it will say use the orange point. So now for my point, I need to find out what is my x and my y. Close. Alright, so from our origin, we're going to go to the right or the left? Right, how many?
3.
4. So positive or negative 4? Positive 4 because it's to the right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, but it went down 4. Negative 4. Okay, if it helps you, rewrite that formula again. Y minus y1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x1. If that doesn't help you, you don't have to write that. It's your notes.
Hey, miss, I have a question.
Yeah.
So what if you, is it okay not to write like those, like, useless little letters?
These up here?
Yeah. No, the ones you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I just said is if you want to skip this part, you can, if that's what you need.
Oh, and we can just give you the answer of negative 7, 8, and so?
No, you have to write the equation. Equation has an input and an output. So for our final answer for our equation here, we're going to write y minus, what's our y from the point? Negative 4 equals, what's our m? Negative 7 over 8 times x minus, what's my x from the point?
4. 4.
Just 4, so minus 4. So that can be our final answer. But again, we want to make it a little simpler for our reader. So which part could I change to make it a little bit easier? Yeah, this minus negative 4, we would write it as y plus 4.
Why?
Because it makes it a little easier rather than saying minus negative 4. Joel, I've asked you to not do that in my
Or can I
classroom.
just give you like...
Joel,
Yeah.
put the scissors away.
Specific spot.
Or can I just give you that big answer?
You can. I would count it right now as 9th graders. When you go to Algebra 2, you would need to write it as a plus.
Why?
Because that's the simplified answer.
But what happened to simplify?
Because it's for the readers. That's how we do things. We make things simple for people to understand. All right, number 5. Number 5 and 6 are a little different. 5 and 6 we are given... Joel.
Yeah?
Bro.
What?
Do not cut my desks.
No.
Okay. Put it away. All right, number 5. We need to graph this line now. So to graph this line, we need to know what is the point and what is the slope.
Wow, this one has no line. Great.
So we're given this equation, y minus 1 equals 2
Y equals mx plus
times x minus 3. So for my point, I want to know what is my x1 and y1. So what is with the x?
Negative. 2.
With the x?
3.
3. Now it's a minus 3. Remember when it's a minus 3, is that actually going to be a positive 3 or a negative 3? Positive 3. Remember it's a little opposite of what we're used to in this form. Okay, what is my y1? What goes with the y? The 1. So a positive 1. Mm-hmm. All right, and our slope is m. So what is my slope here? 2.
Oh, okay, so we're just like doing that work that fast? Okay.
Yep. This is our 5th problem.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so now on our graph, are we going to start by plotting a point or by moving with slope?
Point.
We start with a point, so we're going to start with 3, 1. So on my graph, from the origin, how do I get to 3, 1?
3 to the right.
Right 3,
Up 1.
up 1. So we're going to start by plotting that point.
Right 3. Up 1.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one? Is it?
Now for the next point, we have to use our slope. Remember, slope tells us how to move from one point to the next point. It's 2, but I need to think about that 2 as a rise over run. And a lot of you knew this last time we did a whole number. When we see 2,
We put a 1 under it.
we put a 1 underneath it. 2 over 1. So when we rise 2, are we going to go up or down? Up 2. In which direction for a positive 1? Right, 1. Stop. Stop throwing things, please. Okay. So from this point, I start at that pink point. We're going to go up 2 over 1. And we put a new point there. From that point, we can do that again. We can go up 2 over 1. So I put those in brown because I'm using that slope to help find that. Up 2 over 1. And then we can use a straight edge and draw that line through those points. Arrows both ends. Draw your line? Okay, wasn't very straight, but yeah. Alright, same thing with number 6. If you want to try number 6, try and identify what is your slope, what is your point, then graph it, go for it. If you're feeling like this was easy peasy, if you're feeling like what the heck is happening in my life, just do it with us, it's okay.
Be like me. You don't even want to be like me. You like me. You like me.
Alright, so for number 6,
So teach, you just think you're better than me?
we have y minus 3 equals negative 2/3 x plus 5. So we need to figure out what is the point that this tells us and what is the slope that it tells us, because it's called point slope form. That's the two information that gives us. Gerben, write this down. Edgar, write this down.
Why did we put the negative on the 2 instead of...
In front of it?
Yeah.
Because if it can go in front or it can go on the top. Either one.
Either one.
Either one. I just always write it on the top. Just have it.
You think you're better than me.
Alright, so for my point, I'm going to do my x and my y. x1 and y1. So I need to think what goes with my x. The 5. Now when I look at this 5 though, it's not just a 5, it's a plus 5. And we have to think kind of opposite of what our brain wants us. Normally when we see plus 5, we think positive 5. But today when we see a plus 5, it's a negative 5.
I don't understand what's happening, but...
Because originally it was supposed to be a minus, and they switched it from a minus x minus x1. Since they switched it from a minus to a plus, it means it's switching from a positive to a negative.
Who did? The cancel of math?
Yep. Alright, and then what's our y1?
3.
3.
Except since it's negative, it's actually going to be a positive.
You got it, man.
Sorry. I had a little episode.
That was a lot.
I know, you're a lot.
Alright, and then our slope is our m.
Obviously.
And what is our m in this case?
M is negative 2, 3.
Negative 2 over 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Easy peasy.
I think you're easy peasy.
Alright, when we put this on the graph, are we going to start with our movement or start with a point? Point. So we always start with a point. So for negative 5, 3, Q was giving us our instructions. Left how many? Left 5, up 3. Oops, cross one out maybe. Alright.
Wait, why is it?
So now, the
Because it was a negative
we go
5.
down to
Over 3.
over
On here it
3.
says
Let's
it's
get it,
plus
man.
5.
Yep, and remember originally when we have that written as a minus and they switch it to a plus, that really tells us the opposite. It's like when we talked about that fiction and nonfiction. When I normally hear nonfiction, I'm like, oh, it's not real because it's nonfiction, but it's not fake, which means it's real. So this is not subtracting, so it's
Man, I figured out
a
all
negative.
the points.
It's weird. It's backwards of how we think
I
of it.
figured out all the points.
Good. All right, rise and run. So which direction are we going to go with that negative
down
2?
2 over 3.
Down 2.
Over 3.
Which way 3?
Left. I mean right.
Right 3. It's a positive 3. So from that point, we're going to go down 2. We start at that point we already made. We go down 2 over 3. It shouldn't be 5, no. I think it should be 4. Maybe 5. I don't know. And we can do that again and again to help us. We go down 2
Let's get
over 3. Down 2 over 3. So just 4 points, right?
Miss, you were just.
Okay, but now our actual line is the line that goes through those points. So I did that staircase to help me think and visualize where those points go. But my real line is the line that goes through those points. So that's my final answer there.
So